60 days of Gemporium and 2 different styles, totaling 120 days, so I can share with you the pros and cons of each method and end on my recommendations that I wish I would have known starting as a new player. Don't cheat and let me know between Save Start 1 and 2 which of these saves was the gameplay where I focused on paying the loan when the shark visited instead of upgrades in my business. And big thank you to Merge Conflict Studios for the Steam key that permitted me early access where I got to make this video for you, and also wait till the end of the video to get the results of which save slot it was. Method 1, paying the loan shark every time he visits. Pros: the beginning of the game is going to be way more chill as you pay the loan shark every time he visits. Your debt does not go up, it is going down, and it goes down even a lower amount if you unlock pay early. Plus, if you're paying the loan shark or even paying him early, you're not accumulating any interest as the days progress, so you keep paying down the principal, which is a faster way to see your debt lowered as days go along. However, now the cons: your payments get higher and higher each loan shark visit, even though your days are shorter than when you first started the game. So you have less time to earn the amount of money that the loan shark is requesting. So eventually the day you can make the payment, not only is that payment way more than when you first started the game, it also accumulates that payment that you didn't make and interest. So it goes all the way back as if you hadn't paid all of the earlier payments previously. I believe without counting the early bird bonus you get every time you pay early. Basically, it instantly makes you start from scratch with interest when you can't make that payment when the loan shark visits, especially if you didn't pay early beforehand. If you keep money aside to always pay the loan shark, the day of his visits, when he does take his payment, you don't have that much money left for upgrades. So the game is basically on hard mode or a harder difficulty because he takes the money if it's there. You have little or not enough to afford as much upgrades as if it wasn't your focus. So it makes the game more difficult as days go by. So you're playing more on hard mode than if you were putting that money into upgrades. This also translates to making less money as you don't have the upgrades to get better gems, to mine quicker, polish faster, and get to your store efficiently at the end of the day. As you're playing debt payment focus, how you upgrade is way more crucial. How you pick it and the order you pick it to make sure you're getting the best outcome for your money. Focus on your business and not having the funds when the loan shark visits. Pros: for this method, you must always remember that the loan shark visits on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So you have to spend all your money on Tuesdays and Fridays before the loan shark visit. So if you don't have the funds, he cannot claim them from you. Thanks to this, you spend any income earned, so you get more upgrades much quicker, which consequently makes you more money. The reason being that those upgrades translate to better performance of your tools, new areas, and better chances of getting higher quality gems, rarer gems, and less likely to have them crack, and also other benefits that you'll see in the game as you can max them out quicker. Link to buying all these upgrades: your shop reputation goes up faster if you are focused on your business compared to if you are paying off the loan. And a shop reputation is linked to also of how much clients you get in the game, so that again increases your income since you have a better reputation quicker. The other pro of not paying from the first visit of the loan shark is your interest is going up, but it goes up to a minimum because you never had that first payment. It will go up to 1,500 game currency compared to if you kept paying from the previous method and the payments go up. So the amount of interest you're gathering in the same amount of time is less than if you were paying when the loan shark visits. Very counterintuitive, but the game is much easier when you're not paying the loan shark. unlock the pay early function, and that way you can also spend the extra money that you have after the upgrades if you still have money that can pay the next day. I always had only $499 or $1,499, whatever that payment is for you, have $1 less. So the loan shark will not take the cash, and you can continue and pay early to try to beat the interest later on once you don't have any upgrades left or can't upgrade because of the cost. You can leave that change towards paying early. In the end, you're still paying down the debt and you didn't accumulate a lot of it since you have been paying it early to keep the payments down. You're just not paying it when the loan shark is passing, as he's predatory and increases it way more every visit. But you got to remember, the game is less stressful if you don't pay the shark. Cons of not paying the low shark at every visit. In the beginning of the game, you might be bothered seeing your deck go up instead of go down compared to if you play the method of paying down the debt first. But in the long run, especially if you unlock the pay early, you can fix that later on. And if you don't have the nerves for it or worry about it, it might not be a pleasurable time. Besides the interest going up, there's no real consequence that the loan shark tells you from me playing the game so far of not paying. Another con, and this is if you don't know, if you don't unlock pay early and just keep not paying the loan shark, you will keep on accumulating interest and you'll eventually have to pay all that interest you have plus the debt you owe. If you don't pay early at all, you have to pay early in this method eventually. After explaining the benefits and the inconveniences of those two methods, my recommendations is not paying your debt as you play. I know it's very much against the first initial thought, especially when you see the low first payment after selling the gems. But believe me, if you want an easier playthrough, I would say do not pay the loan shark at each visit, or at least not at the beginning. You can mix and match these methods. I just want to do two extremes to see where it takes me. I do think it's a more fun experience upgrading and having the ease and getting the new gems, etc., compared to playing it on hard mode, because it's going to take you way longer to get to those more expensive gems. But I can tell you, I played both methods and I got similar reputation. It's just I was getting the reputation quicker on the not paying the loan shark when he visits than when I was paying when he visits. Thanks to the additional income as well, I can unlock more of the mechanics of the game and be able to afford some of the funny extracurricular things, as in like browsing the web on the computer, having the bat manipulation, and working those two things together, things like that. Maybe I'm Celissa, maybe I'm not, but you can call me Rice because that's my nickname. Do let me know if you also would like me to do a video about tips. Moment of truth, which save file was the one where I paid the debt diligently every visit as best as I could. If you guessed save file 1, you are correct, and you're seeing the debt is actually bigger than save file 2, where I focus on upgrades, because when I couldn't pay, it went to interest. So again, go back to the pros and cons if you want more details of each gameplay. And thank you for watching until now. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, take care. Watch one of the videos YouTube recommends. And until next time, see you in the next video. Bye.